Have you ever been lying like in the lounge at night, the room, the whole house is dark and you're cuddled up under a blanket, and then there's this noise, like there's this sound that goes bump in the night, and there's this like it was inside my if there was not another sound. And it's like, okay, well, my imagination is that there's a man standing behind me, and but there was no other sound because all the senses are alive and listening. And then you just go, well, I must have been imagining. Earlier in the week, we noticed this little guy, like this little tiny guy, little amphibian, hanging in the toilet bowl. Like, Australia's had a lot of water over the last couple of months. And there's this little guy, and you just do wonder how we got there. And there's 2 toilets in the house, and he has been seen, potentially seen in both. And there's this internal conflict. I don't want to, I don't want to touch it, and I don't want to put gloves on. I don't want to scare it. And it's like, let's just flush the toilet and then it's gone. Like, the problem's gone. There's this moment in time when you feel bad and you go, oh, he's gone. He must have magically disappeared. And there's like this certain sense of safety that, okay, it's gone. I'm going to use the toilet. And right there, next to the toilet is where you put the toilet rolls, like, because you don't want to be caught short. And inside of that was my little frog. But he wasn't little, like he was like 2 or 3 inches. Like, he was big, not like a toad, but. And the noise that went bump in the night was his commitment. Because the toilet lid's always down. The toilet lid is always down. But it was his commitment to break free. Like, it was his outburst of rage to get me out of the porcelain. And he must have been practicing for a little while. And I know frogs can jump, but the force to lift the toilet lid, jump out of the toilet into the box of toilet paper must have been enormous, like, really. And sometimes I want to burst out of whatever little category you want to put me in. Whatever little category you want to say, okay, you can do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And we're just going to play with your body in the way we like it. We're just going to hit the toilet flushing button and off you go. And it's like, we don't have to see you again. But of course, when one little critter escapes, there's another problem, isn't there? There's something else we need to do. Because I couldn't really leave this little amphibian with the toilet paper. Lucky it wasn't a cat though, really, or a dog, because like at 10 o'clock at night, who wants to clean up toilet paper from one end of the house to the other? I'm thinking, and it's in a little square container, and like, I'll get spiders out with little plastic tubs, and it's like, how do I get a frog out of the toilet paper? I mean, you could Google that, but I doubt that you'll find an answer. Actually, we will now. Have you ever had like one of those shopping cooler bags, like a big square one? Well, then like I had to put it over the top of it, and it's jumping. It still had some bursts of rage, thinking, what have you, I've just escaped from the porcelain, and you've put me in like this cooler bag. And it feels a bit odd when this thing is just jumping out, and it's dark, and I have to get out. And anyway, he escaped. He jumped out eventually, put him outside, and off he goes, like into the wild yonder, into the dark where I never have to see him again. And I just sometimes feel like that little frog stuck inside someone else's idea of what I can do or not do. And I must admit, it's annoying. I mean, like, it's incomprehensible as well. Like, but at least the frog is free.